how a small town farmer became an NFL superstar. Shout out to Blitz for the video we're about to watch. And here we go.
Before he was hurdling DBs, trucking linebackers, or launching absolute nukes for the Bills, Josh Allen lived a shockingly quiet life on a farm.
Josh Allen lived on a farm. I'm not going to do pausing, but I just did not know that.
And despite being a freak athlete with a rocket for an arm, he was overlooked by every Division I college program in the country.
What is that? Wait, can we go back there?
On a 3,000-acre cotton farm in the small town of NFL superstar. And his story starts on a 3,000-acre cotton farm in the small town of Firebaugh, California, which program in the country. This is the story. Freak athlete with a rocket for an arm. He was overlooked by every Division
That looks like a very angry man.
I college program in the country. This is the story of Josh Allen and how he went from zero-star recruit to NFL superstar. And his story starts on a 3,000-acre cotton farm in the small town of Firebaugh, California.
I promise you I'm not going to do much pausing anymore. But I just want to tell you, my dog Mo is here. That's who I'm talking to if I'm not talking to you guys.
Allen was born on May 21st, 1996, to Levon and Joel Allen as the second of 4 children. And his hometown, Firebaugh, was tiny, with a population of just 8,600 people. But without that upbringing, Josh wouldn't be the player he is today.
I think that's why Josh developed into the player that he did, because he didn't have a lot of the distractions that he would have had living in a larger town or a big city.
In 2017, he told ESPN that his dad worked his tail off to provide for our family.
So
if I'm half the man he is, I'll be all right in this world. So, Allen followed his dad's lead. This included hacking weeds, digging ditches, and moving irrigation pipes.
We didn't grow up in where we can just hop on our bikes and go to a buddy's house. Like, me and my siblings, we had to figure out, how to have fun on the farm.
He'd also help his mother at their family restaurant, Farmer's Daughter. But, as you might have guessed, Josh kept himself busy with other hobbies.
One sec, guys. My dog is doing something. Mom, what do you want? Come on. Oh, you can have that ball, though. No, you can't have that ball. That's not a toy. Your toy's downstairs. Go get your toys downstairs. Go downstairs, Mom. Sorry, my dog's trying to get one of my bouncy balls. Mo, go downstairs and get your ball. You have one downstairs.
Outside the farm life, he played every sport in the book. Football, baseball, basketball. He even swam in the summer. And he was great at every sport he played. He led the Firebaugh High School basketball team in scoring and could throw a 90-mile-per-hour fastball. But because he played so many sports and was busy with practices and the farm...
I'm so sorry, guys. I'm sorry I keep pausing. I will not pause anymore after this. I will probably pause a couple times. Mo, get out. You can't be in here right now. I'm sorry, Mo. Come on, Mo. You have to get out. Get out. Get out of my room. I am so sorry, guys. I know you guys want to watch this, but my dog is just being annoying.
He didn't have time to attend high-profile football camps to get more exposure, and it didn't help that Firebaugh was far from a football powerhouse. In fact, their rival school, Mendota, always destroyed them when they played. But that would all change once Josh Allen arrived, and grew. Because when he started high school, Allen was listed at a skinny 6'2", 180 pounds, and he didn't even start until his junior year. However, those final 2 years, he balled out. His junior year included 26 touchdowns, leading his team to a 7-3 record. And they beat their rival Mendota for the first time in over 10 years. Then, his senior year was even more impressive because Allen threw 33 touchdowns and just 5 interceptions with the best record in school history. He ended his high school career throwing for 5,200 yards and 59 touchdowns. In fact, Allen is the only player in Firebaugh High School history to have his number retired and completely turning around the fortunes of a...
That's so amazing to be the only player on your team to have your number retired.
Historically terrible high school program had to have some weight in college recruiting, right? Nope, not at all. His competition was considered weak. So Allen received 0 Division I offers, despite his stellar high school career. He did receive a walk-on option from San Diego State, but this came with no guarantee that he would get playing time.
To start a podcast with Riverside, all you need is a concept and a way to record it.
But even as a 0-star recruit, he still confidently said, I'm not
Okay.
stopping until I hit the NFL. Now,
And you have
Josh
to-
Allen could have stopped playing football then and there, but a man by the name of Ernie Rodriguez kept Allen on the field. He was the offensive coordinator at Reedley College and was the one coach who actually believed in Allen's ability on the football field. He saw something in the Fireball High School star, outside of him being ranked top 4 in the nation in diversified crop production. So, Josh attended the JUCO Reedley College, which was just 1 hour away from Fireball. But even junior college started rough. Allen started his JC career as a backup for the first 3 games, and after growing 2 inches, now standing at 6'5", 210 pounds, he got his chance, and he showed out. In his very first collegiate game, he ran for 4 touchdowns, and in just 10 games, he had 2,055 yards
Shout
and
out to
26
Josh Allen.
touchdowns. This season was one for the record books because the team averaged 452.2 yards per game and was the 9th-ranked JUCO offense in all of California. And Allen was a huge part of that because Reedley put up 285.3 passing yards per game and 39.4 points per game, which was 10th in the state. This success led Allen to have even greater motivation to play Division I football. He was ready, but no one was calling, so he had to do it himself. Allen sent emails to every possible college in the nation, from Alabama to Washington.
Is that all
he
he
held out
said?
hope. His messages looked like this, even linking his football high.
Here. Hello, Coach. My name is Josh Allen, and I am a quarterback at Reedley Junior College out of California. I stand at 6'5", 210 pounds, and I'm a full qualifier, and I feel like I would be a great fit for your offensive team. Please have a look at my, Hoodly, whatever that is. And please get back at any convenience. Thank you. 1 sec, guys. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I said go do something real quick.
Highlights. Plus, now he was even bigger. Still 6'5", but now weighing 238 pounds. However, just 2 colleges came back with offers, Eastern Michigan and Wyoming. And here's where it got weird. Because Wyoming had scouted Reedley College for one of Allen's teammates, and they didn't offer Allen a scholarship until they found out they lost another prospect they wanted,
Bruh.
Eric Dungy, who went to Syracuse. Then Eastern
No
Michigan
way.
rescinded their offer after Allen visited Wyoming. But that's okay, because Wyoming coach Craig Bull was the only FBS coach in the entire nation that came to directly visit Josh Allen in California, simply telling his dad, "We went all around the country, and there's only one quarterback we want, and that's your son. He's going to be the face of our program." Still, Allen held out hope for his favorite team growing up, Fresno State, the team he dreamed of playing for since he was 8 years old. But Fresno State went with another option. So, after they got commitment from the smaller 175-pound Chasen Virgil, Allen emailed them, saying, 6'1", 170? To which they responded, "Yeah, we got our guy. Good luck." So, off to Wyoming Allen went, with an even bigger chip on his shoulder. But this marked the beginning of an even more challenging chapter of his football career. In 2015, Josh started his career at Wyoming as the backup behind Cameron Kaufman, an Indiana graduate transfer. But it didn't take long for Allen to get his chance, because in the 2015 opener, Kaufman injured his knee. So, Josh started the second game of the season, ironically, against the team that passed on him, Eastern Michigan. But in just the first quarter, a 24-yard run turned into a disaster. Allen's collarbone shattered into 7 different pieces, quickly ending his 2015 season.
Oh my God, that's like 17 different pieces?
As a medical redshirt
Oh
after
my
just
God.
13 plays. However, this extra time
Feels so
actually
bad for
helped
Josh
because he
Allen.
took that time to not
I mean, I felt if that was new, I'd really feel bad for him. But he became an NFL superstar and just beat the Chiefs at the time I'm recording this. He just beat the Chiefs, who were 9 now, I think.
only study the playbook, but to get faster and stronger. But the mental part of the game is always the most important factor, which is also why this video is brought to you by BetterHelp.
Nope, I'm not getting paid for this. BetterHelp, they do good stuff for mental health, but
B.com/blitz. In 2016, Allen was the Cowboys' day 1 starter, This is the season he put college football on notice. This included one of the biggest wins in Wyoming history, beating the 13th ranked Boise State 30-28 early in the season. And with two big wins against top 25 teams, the Cowboys put up 35.9 points per game, good for second in the Mountain West and 25th in the entire nation. Allen threw.
I'm sorry, but if your name is the Cowboys, if your team name is the Cowboys, even if you're in Philly, I am not rooting for you to win anything. Sorry.
For 3,203 yards and 36 total touchdowns, 28 passing, 7 rushing, and 1 receiving touchdown. However, it wasn't all great. He also threw 15 interceptions and completed just 56% of his passes that year. But it didn't matter, because Wyoming took home the Mountain West Conference regular season title and played San Diego State for the conference championship, falling 27-24. This season was a major stepping stone for Josh, so big that he even considered taking the next big leap to the NFL. He talked with multiple people to make a decision. This included his dad, head coach Craig Bohl, and even Carson Wentz. But Bohl ultimately
Now, you shouldn't. I mean, Carson Wentz used to play for the Eagles. I do not like him now. Not because he doesn't play on the Eagles. I just don't really like him, but... Oh, wait, when was his, around 2017 or something? You could have went from there.
Convinced him by saying, "Do you want to get drafted or do you want a career?" So Josh remained with the Cowboys with a new purpose. That purpose was solely to prepare for a future in the NFL. And in 2017, many people, including Adam Schefter, said Josh Allen will be the #1 pick in the NFL draft next year. But it didn't start the way you would expect. With a young roster that lost 4 all-conference players to the NFL, the Cowboys lost 2 out of their first 3 games. Keep in mind, those losses were to FBS powerhouses Iowa and Oregon, and Allen wasn't looking great. He started the season with just 7 touchdowns to 6 picks. He was also held to under 100 passing yards in back-to-back games against Oregon and Hawaii. But the season did improve. He finished the season throwing 10 more touchdowns and 0 interceptions. Wyoming finished 8-5, and Allen was invited to the Manning Passing Academy that June. But still, there were tons of questions surrounding Josh as he was set to enter the NFL. Many thought Allen
there's another one. Did he go?
Was too raw and too inaccurate to last in the league. He drew comparisons to everyone from John Elway to Jamarcus Russell. The arguments piled up.
If you said John Elway is amazing.
Accurate.
All I care about is his inaccuracy. He completed 56% of his passes, which is not very good.
Didn't step up against good teams. Throwing the ball 70 miles per hour isn't important.
How often is he going to need a set to throw the ball 90 yards? He might throw, 1 Hail Mary per year? This is unimportant to me.
And a stacked quarterback class in 2018 made it difficult to place Allen. But
it's one of the hardest plays to do, to make a Hail Mary.
If we look at his 2018 draft profile, many could argue it was right on the money. A round 1 pick, a 6.4 prospect grade, and said to become a good starter within 2 years. So, how did those first 2 years go? The Buffalo Bills took Allen with the 7th overall pick. They traded up from 12th
I
to
knew
get
he
him
wouldn't
because they
get
had
drafted
an up and down
first.
experience with Tyrod Taylor from 2015 to 2017. However, Allen was not named a starter at the beginning of his rookie season. But it wouldn't take long. During the season opener against Baltimore, then starter Nathan Peterman posted a 0.0 passer rating with 5 picks in the first half. So, Allen was asked to step up. In his first NFL action ever, on September 9th, 2018, Allen had 74 passing yards, but they lost 47-3. Then, the next week, he was asked to start. In Allen's 2018 rookie season, he was 5-6 as a starter. And just like the record, Allen showed flashes of great play, but also some horrible decision-making. He ended 2018 with more interceptions than passing touchdowns, but also had 8 rushing TDs. For analysts, this was almost spot on with their predictions. Flashes of greatness, but overall inconsistent and a project quarterback. The Bills didn't make the playoffs, and they ended Allen's rookie year with a 6-10 record, which was worse than their record.
Why are you being so harsh on Josh Allen? He's a rookie! Look at Bryce Young. He had the Panthers like a 2-15 season last year, and the Panthers are not as bad. I think they won consecutive games. Bryce Young has won consecutive games for the first time in his career.
in 2017.
Which is
So
good.
there was nowhere to go but up. The next season, not only did the Bills flip their
Probably.
record to 10-6, Allen
Nice.
made massive strides, and the numbers prove it. 3,089 passing yards, 20 passing touchdowns, 9 rushing TDs, and just 9 interceptions as he improved his completion percentage by 6%. But the most important part, the Bills made the playoffs. They took on the Texans in the wild card
What the
round,
Sean
but a
Watson?
back-and-forth battle would end in an epic overtime loss, despite starting the game up 16-0, and Allen throwing for 264 yards. Remember that 2018 draft profile? Well, he did become a good starter within 2 years, and this was just the beginning. Because
He did
not only
become
did
a
Josh
good-
Allen start to understand the NFL game within 2 years, he was about to take the biggest leap of his young career. 2020 brought tons of expectations. Not only did the playoff performance against Houston bring hope, the Bills also acquired Stephon Diggs from the Vikings as a playmaker to help out.
Now he's
When
on
I
his
anticipated
thing.
coming here, I knew Josh Allen was a good quarterback.
And 2020 started hot. The very first game of the year against the Jets, Allen had his first 300-yard passing game. He went for 312 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, a rushing TD, and a
Nice.
72% completion percentage.
Nice.
Oh, and the Bills won 27-17. Then it only got better. The very next week, Allen threw for 417 yards and 4 touchdowns against Miami. And the way he did it was even more impressive, as he had this 46-yard pass to win the game in the fourth quarter. The next week, he had his third straight 300-plus yard
Okay,
passing
just a
game against the
giant
Rams to
dot,
go
bro.
with another 4 touchdowns. He actually became the
Dimes.
first player in NFL history to have more than one
Almost
400-yard,
was a face
3-touchdown
mask.
game without a pick
Oh,
in a
well,
season. And this was just halfway through
one
the
sec.
year.
Can I go back 10 seconds? I forget how to we go like here. Okay.
Yard passing
look-
game
look at
against the
this
Rams
throw,
to
the
go
next
with
throw.
another 4 touchdowns.
The next
He actually
throw.
became the first player in NFL history to have more than one
But that
400-yard,
was
3-touchdown
way too-
game
oh, I think
without
I
a
got the
pick
fourth
in a
right now.
season. And this was just halfway through the year. The Bills were also becoming one of the best teams in the NFL, finishing the
And
regular
that's
season with a
between-
13-3 record and an AFC East title, their first since 1995. And Allen was a huge part of that. He finished the regular season with 4,544 passing yards, a Bills single-season record, and 37 passing touchdowns to just 10 picks. He also had 8 rushing touchdowns, and because of his stellar play, he became a household name. Not only did he become a Pro Bowler, he also placed second in MVP voting and was second-team All-Pro. 2020 brought more success than the Bills had seen in decades, because for the first time since 1993, they went all the way to the AFC Championship game after beating Indianapolis and Baltimore in the playoffs. The 2020 AFC Championship was rough. Playing the Chiefs, Kansas City's defense was smothered,
Bro, his
including this
shoulder-
late-game
oh, yeah.
interception on Allen to
Wait.
seal it. It was the
Wait.
first
I'm pretty sure his shoulder pad was loose.
time since 1993, they went all the way to the AFC Championship game
I'm gonna
after
react to
beating
that next,
Indianapolis
probably.
and Baltimore in the playoffs. The 2020 AFC Championship was rough. Playing the Chiefs,
Look at
Kansas
that.
City's
His
defense
shoulder
was
pad is
smothered,
literally out.
including this late-game interception on Allen to seal it. It
Probably
was the
should
first
be
red
like a
zone pick of Allen's
holding
career. Despite
unnecessary
this
roughness.
disappointing
I do
loss
not
to win the
think he
season,
should
this was Allen's
be
one
allowed
and
to
only
rip his
interception of the
shoulder pad
playoffs,
out.
and he increased his completion percentage by 12% from the previous postseason. He also became the first Bills player to win AFC Offensive Player of the Week honors at least 3 times in one season, doing so 4 times. It was now abundantly clear that the Bills found the face of their franchise, so they had to make sure he was there for the long haul.
Why is everyone spiraling over YouTube banning ad blockers? Like, chill guys, just use Pi. It's a free Chrome extension that's
On
How
August
does
6th,
it? Alright, YouTube was listening. I literally just said the last ad that came up on like the start of this video that that I need to get like YouTube Premium, like an ad blocker. How?
2021, Allen signed a 6-year, $258 million
listening,
contract extension with the
They're
Bills,
listening, bro.
then making him the second highest paid NFL player in the league at $43 million a year, and it included a then record $150 million guaranteed.
This money's been awarded, but I got to go out there and continue to earn it.
Now the money was there, and it was time for Josh to prove the Bills made the right decision by taking them to the next level. And in 2021, he played like a superstar. In Week 2 against Miami, he passed 10,000 passing yards in his career. In Week 5 against Kansas City, he passed Jim Kelly for the most touchdown passes in Bills history through his first 4 seasons, 82 to Kelly's 81. And there were still 11 weeks left in his 4th season. Despite finishing the regular season 11-6, the Bills took home their second straight AFC East title. Allen had 4,407 passing yards, 36 passing touchdowns, and a career-high 409 completions, and they would run into a familiar opponent. But first, the Bills played the first perfect offensive game against the Patriots, beating New England in the wild card round 47-17 with a touchdown on every single offensive possession, and Allen had 5 touchdown passes, which led them to another meeting with Kansas City in the divisional round. This game was an instant classic. The back-and-forth battle ended regulation with a 13-second field goal drive by the Chiefs, sending it to overtime. But this is where it got controversial, because Kansas City won the coin toss, immediately scored, winning 42-36.
It is caught by Kelsey! Touchdown!
And Josh Allen never got to touch the ball.
Josh Allen was incredible. They lost, but they didn't deserve to lose.
This gave way to a new rule that was introduced in the 2023 postseason, appropriately nicknamed the Josh Allen rule, giving the second team the opportunity to match if the first team scores. Despite this controversial end to a season, Allen set the highest passer rating in a single postseason in 2021 with 149.0. So, now the question became, could Josh Allen keep getting better? The answer's yes, because in 2022, he just kept breaking records. Allen led the league in total air yards with 2,607, and in Week 5 had the longest pass play in Bills franchise history, with a 98-yard touchdown pass to Gabe Davis.
Throwing into the wind, way down the field. Oh my goodness!
Which was part of a 424-yard, 4-touchdown performance against the Steelers. The Bills finished that season 13-3, winning their 3rd straight division title. Allen finished the season with 4,283 passing yards, 35 passing touchdowns, and 7 rushing TDs. And after the emotional recovery of Damar Hamlin following his medical emergency in Week 17, Buffalo...
Dang. Damar Hamlin, he's amazing, Damar Hamlin. The way he came back from that is amazing. I don't know if he's playing that.
had all the
This was 2 years ago. I think he did.
motivation they needed leading into the playoffs, and Josh Allen continued to roll. The Bills beat Miami in the wild card game 34-31 with 352 yards and 3 touchdowns from Allen. But then a snowy divisional round matchup with Cincinnati ended their Super Bowl dreams. Now the narrative around Josh Allen was whether or not he could ever get over the hump in the playoffs.
If Josh Allen plays this way, this team cannot win a championship.
And, unfortunately, the negative vibes carried over into the start of the 2023 season. Not only did they fall Week 1 to the Jets, who had Zach Wilson take over after Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles, but Allen also threw 3 picks. But Allen was able to steady the ship, finishing strong, with 4,306 passing yards, 29 passing touchdowns, and the most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback ever with 15. He broke Kyler Murray's record with the most games in a season with both a passing and rushing touchdown with 11. In addition, Allen became the only player in NFL history to have 4 straight seasons with over 40 total touchdowns, and helped Buffalo tie a franchise record for most consecutive AFC titles with 4, something they hadn't done since 1991. But all of this didn't matter without playoff success, and the Bills fans were starting to become restless. So, Allen started the playoff campaign with a stellar performance against the Steelers in the wildcard round, including this 52-yard house call. But all roads in the AFC lead to one team, the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, who the Bills would face in the divisional round, this time at home, for the first time in Allen's career. But despite Josh accounting for all 3 of Buffalo's touchdowns, they lost in the divisional round for the 3rd straight season.
Sucks. Losing sucks.
And after this, many were convinced the Bills' championship window was officially closed, and the 2024 offseason only made that noise louder. The departure of many of the Bills' key pieces over the years, most notably Stephon Diggs, marked a new era in Buffalo. But one thing remains the same, and that's Josh Allen leading the charge. He started the first month of 2024 with 7 touchdowns and no interceptions, continuing to show that with him at the helm, anything is possible. And while people continue to doubt his greatness, even being named the most overrated player in the league in an anonymous poll by his peers,
Josh Allen was voted as the most overrated player.
Why Jalen Hurts second, bro? No.
2024 with 7 touchdowns and no interceptions, continuing to show that with him at the helm, anything is possible. And while people continue to doubt his greatness, even being named the most overrated player in the league in an anonymous poll by his peers,
Josh Allen was voted as
Why is Jalen Hurts second? By his peers? According to ESPN player poll. Wait, the players do this? Trevor Lawrence should be first. Bro, the Jaguars are so bad. No, I don't really get how Justin Herbert is above Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence should be number 1. So, Tua? I think it's unfair because Tua keeps getting hurt and he's not really been able to show his full potential yet, probably.
the most overrated player.
He continues to silence the haters with elite quarterback play, as the Bills are well on their way to another division title, and Allen is once again an MVP candidate. And at the end of the day, he's doing pretty damn well for a farmer from Firebaugh. If you enjoyed this video, stick with Blitz, subscribe, and check out some of our other content.
Go subscribe to Blitz. They are just make no ads, please. Go sub the Blitz like I just did, and what am I doing? Wait, what? None. I do not want notifications. Alright, so that's gonna be it for today's video. If you like this, please leave a like, and down in the description I will have Blitz's channel linked, and go subscribe to Blitz and me.